And you are listening to another edition of Blewett Blitz, fresh off of a Sherwood review. I'm going to get right back into it, Leonard Taylor review. And after Leonard Taylor, we only have the two rookie running backs and Isaiah Davis and um, Braylon Allen, and we're done. So we're going to get right into the 20 plays of Leonard Taylor. Obviously, relatively limited snaps. We'll talk about him towards the end. Or obviously, as we go through the review, we'll talk about him in terms of some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses of Taylor, but a guy who before he was drafted or during the draft process, you heard he could have been, second, third, fourth round pick. I believe there was I forget exactly what the concerns were. It might have been like effort related stuff. I didn't watch him in college, so I can't attest that and don't quote me. But there were some concerns coming out of college, and apparently that's why he fell. Could have been a medical thing. You don't really know behind the scenes, but he fell nonetheless, UDFA. He impressed in the preseason, and I would say for the season for a rookie UDFA, he impressed. So we're gonna watch him, obviously, and talk about him. The three tech right here. Okay, finding the half sack on Drake May here goes to rush the guard or the guard with the long arm, squares him up, gets one hand inside, goes to rush that long arm, but gets kind of gets contact by the tackle. Tackle pushes him inside. So Taylor decides to take advantage of that. Okay, I'm going to work my hand. I'm going to work that long arm, keep that extension. Because if he doesn't keep the extension here through that long arm, then when he gets pushed, he's just going to be body to body with this guard. So good job keeping that extension with the left. Looks like he tries to maybe rip through. Maybe he just clears himself with like a quasi chicken wing, like just getting his arm in there and extending just to keep that the gap between their bodies. Continues to run the feet, finds the quarterback, half sack. Okay. So not the cleanest play in the world in terms of like I don't think he's necessarily gonna win just against the guard, unless he was able to defeat that outside arm and bend, or if he's gonna spin back inside. But good adjustment after he gets bumped by the tackle to then again turn it into extension to the long arm. Again, whatever he does with the right, whether it be a rip or just like a quasi chicken wing, and then get inside and on the quarterback for a half a sack. Okay, tackle from Leonard Taylor. Two eye tech, really loose one, two eye. Good recognition here by Taylor. Good play in the run game. Definitely flashes in the run. But it's a good job because again, when you're coming off the ball like this and you're seeing combination of the center working back to you plus the guard pulling, what do we typically have? We typically have a run that's going away from you with the guard, whether it be lead blocking or kicking out, right? So he does a good job of recognizing the guard pulling, the center working into him, immediately works into the center, widens the base, left hand inside on the center, a lot of power up and through that instep, up and through these arms. So good job again, widening that base, working off the instep, getting extension, eyes in the backfield, shuffles with the running back. He's trying to get lateral to match the running back, peeking in the backfield, but whilst controlling the chest of the offensive lineman of the center. Sees the running back start to cut it back, take it vertical, hard plant on the left foot, core strength to throw the offensive lineman to his left and pull himself through, free the inside half, the near half, make the tackle. Good job. Really good recognition from Taylor. Good job widening, getting off the instep, extension with the left, up and through the instep, eyes in the backfield, dropping the weight to shed, pulling himself through, tackle. Nice. Good job. Taylor moved. I would say he offered or he showed more, flashed more in the pass game than in the run game. There were some times he was moved in the run game, and I guess this is gonna be an example. I would call him a loose one here. If you called him a two eye, I wouldn't kill you, but loose one. Okay. Comes off the ball here, being a little bit aggressive. If he's trying to shoot that A gap, but he gets caught in the middle of two guys on a combo block. And the thing with Taylor here is once he starts to feel that at all, really, well, ideally he takes on one guy, but as soon as he starts to feel pressure off of this side, you know, you got to drop either side, whether it be your left foot or your right foot, because he's already turned to the with his left shoulder. You anticipate it being the right foot, you know, engage the guard here, cinch down, drop that right knee, turn your body away from the block, really anchor down versus that combo. But he gets aggressive. Again, gets caught in the middle, but there's even time here. You'd hope that he'd be a little bit more like quick to recognize it and then just drop the weight because he catches that combo or the combo catches him when he's really high up. We don't have much extension from the base, so now he's caught pretty straight up, which the offensive lineman's now going to use that against him, create some movement on him, and he's eventually getting into like a good anchor spot. But the problem is there's a lot of momentum carrying through the offensive lineman's block, so he's not able to necessarily anchor down. Gets pushed out of there. Not an easy play to make. If pre-snap he's trying to get it really aggressive and club arm over that or whatever it may be. It's obviously not an easy assignment to then anchor down there. But a little bit quicker with the reaction, like, hey, I'm not getting through there, anchor down immediately instead of being a little bit, again, the feet just kind of stalling for a second. And now you're vertical high up with no real good, set point in your anchor and you're getting comboed back and pushed out of there. Taylor Sack, three tech. Okay, some grip strength there, right? Working inside on the center, working inside on the center, gives him a hesitation, takes the chest, extension. He actually takes the chest with the left, and the right arm probably goes to land into the chest, but it ends up like forking the left arm. So now we have left hand into the chest, the right arm into the elbow, extension, which clearly throws the center off his spot. Center's like up in the air right now. Good job keeping the extension, collapsing the pocket on the quarterback. Quarterback gets outside, frees up the outside arm, grabs the shoulder pad, brings him down for the sack. Thing you want to see too is here, and I think he would admit it, is like that he's relatively high into this bull rush, right? He's pretty high. Want to see him roll the hips and really be a little bit more linear there instead of being pretty much straight up at the waist. He's still able to create good power again, left arm extension, right arm forking, throwing the center back, collapsing the pocket, grabbing him, sack, all good, no doubt. Rush win. Okay, you're loose one. Okay, good job just taking advantage of the center here. Center's a little bit more aggressive working towards him. Right, takes one step, sees a wide open A gap. Right, the C kind of splits from in that A gap. Center working towards him more aggressively, punching again, more of an aggressive punch with the inside arm, times it, chop, rip. Yep. Just trying to see what he's gonna throw after. It looks like he actually throws a chop and he goes a chop again. Like double chop there to try and keep that arm off him, and then eventually rips. Now Josh Allen gets out of there, and this is when Sherwood tracks him down the open field. I literally just did that play 20 minutes ago in my world. But it's a good rush. And just recognizing the set, recognizing the weak point of it, exploding through that gap, quick hand to chop it, rip. He's pretty solid athleticism. Run stop. Okay. Three tech. Again, this time being more aggressive off the ball, exploding forward, explodes off the ball. Again, I'm not sure if pre-snap he's supposed to be trying to, whether it be shoot through that B gap or shoot through that A gap. It could be a thing where he has an exchange with Sherwood where he could choose either gap, but comes off the ball with explosion. I think he's maybe and if I had to guess, maybe he's going B gap, but then it was and yeah, he's slanted though, so it could be A gap as well. But he's coming off the ball, sees that the guard's momentum is working to the left, so work away from the momentum, kind of reduce himself a little bit, rip up on that inside arm. Again, rip up to lift it off of you. Rip up to lift it off you. Ideally with elbow, but the wrist works just the same on this one. And then the chase is on. And you see some of the athleticism. Good tackle. And good explosion, good hand usage right there to rip. Acceleration, good effort. Good job. Pancaked. Okay. Uh, two eye, loose one. Okay. When you recognize a stunt coming, or sorry, not a stunt coming, when you recognize a combo coming, you gotta anchor down. So combo comes initially from green. He doesn't recognize it or doesn't anchor down properly because you could see that this left foot right here is one the feet are close and it's very shallow. When you feel this again, what you want to do at this point is engage that guard, grab him like quarter turn, sink. You want to pull him into you and sink into him. He wants to turn that right shoulder into the chest, turn completely away from Tunsil, and almost drop this knee to the ground. Um, or no, 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 sorry. You want to extend this leg, extend it, extend the base, work off the instep, and almost drop the right knee to the ground. You want to completely avoid it, almost like you're carrying away from it, but holding on to the guard, right? So he gets caught pretty straight up with the base being shallow, and there's a reason he gets mollywopped there. It's because his foot is very shallow there. Okay, got to play that combo a little bit better. Taylor quarterback hit. Okay, one tech. This is this is just a bad protection. Really, where like Taylor comes off the ball and he's like, is anybody going to pick me up here? You know, center doesn't get a hand on him. The guard barely gets a hand on him. Guard's working towards him, and all he does is just reduce that shoulder. Hand wipes off of the back. I think it's Shaq. Is that Shaq Mason? He pretty much just like, here, I'll push you towards the quarterback. So taking advantage a little bit there of bad offensive execution slash scheme, but is quick enough to recognize it, comes off the ball a little bit slowed, sees the open gap, again, reduces versus that contact, which is good. Secondary awareness with that right arm to keep himself clean, right? Keep himself clean through that gap. If he doesn't get that hand on there, maybe he gets pushed into the center and now he's tripping. Good awareness there. Chase down Taylor, get the quarterback hit. Pancaked awareness. Okay. Loose one. All right. So now come off the snap a little bit late, right? Run block. Never sees, or he might even see Tunsil coming, but the problem is here again, look where his foot is, look how shallow it is. Gotta extend that base. He does a better job getting contact inside and turning himself away a little bit, but still, it's not even it's better than it was, but it's still not good. Got to drop that weight even more. Got to get more extension off that left foot and got to almost drop that right knee to the ground here. You get caught on a combo block like this. This is the initial contact point. You're getting launched. The foot's just not wide enough. Gets completely launched out of that play, cut back. Okay, so we need some work on the run defense, specifically versus combos at this point. Tackle for loss. Okay, your three tech. Can come off the ball. He's working towards that A gap. More aggressive, offensive lineman because of the run. Lands his hands inside. Extension. Good base working through the left instep, up and through the arms. Sees the handoff coming. Sees the handoff coming, or guesses at least. That's a pretty good play action fake if it were to be a fake. But extension, club, arm over to clear himself, square up the running back, find the tackle. Or make the tackle, not find it. But a good job adjusting. Like I think he's going to shoot that A gap aggressively, but he realizes half a step through that it's a run play. So then he widens the base. Extension. This is a good spot to be in. Really good spot to be in. Club arm over makes a really good tackle for loss. That's a good play in the run game. So he flashes his run game is a little bit hot and cold. But he can make some plays specifically when he's ISO'd, like isolation, not isolation blocks, but he's one-on-one with offensive linemen. So two eye tech right there. Okay, this time again, he's gonna be a little more aggressive and try to backdoor that B gap. Right, when he goes to backdoor that B gap, recognizes that the tackle is working towards him. Right, so and he's just going to dip that shoulder and rip probably. But again, recognizes the run, gets the hands inside, gets extension, eyes into the backfield, clear the inside half, make the tackle. Like pretty good adjustment on the fly here. So look at the entire defensive line. Yeah. So the entire defensive line was just stepping to the right. All of them were. They're just by design. He did that by design. And he may have been shooting the A gap if it was a pass, but good recognition on the run. Again, extension, hands inside, getting on the tackle. Taylor tackle for loss. Okay. Three tech, lose three. Again, there's a whole defensive. Yeah. So at least the D tackles, they both step to their left, steps to their left by design. Again, offensive lineman being more aggressive, probably a run. Lowers himself, gets his hands out. This time he just drops the kind of the shoulder into him. Drops the shoulder into him, works through the A gap, and is there as the ball is pretty much handed off. Makes a tackle. Again, good job being aggressive. He obviously steps to the left by design, but then he realizes that A gap's kind of weak, and the running back's taking a more vertical track. Decides to be a little bit more aggressive. It doesn't stack the block, instead just shoots the gap. Makes a tackle. Okay. Pressure versus Nelson. 4-eye, loose slanted three. Okay. Pressure versus Quentin Nelson. So comes off the ball. Quentin Nelson one-on-one. Gives him a hesitation. 1-2 action. Gets caught. He gets caught by the hand. He gets caught by the outside hand, but the outside lands high, so he's able to club it, work past it. Now, if this hand wasn't high and it wasn't on the shoulder, you see what I'm saying, where it rubs over the top now, and he's able to work that. If that hand was on the chest, he would be extended back. So he's able to work closer like that because the hand is over the top. Club, rip, little bit of again awareness of the surroundings. Right hand onto the shoulder of the offensive lineman to propel himself through, keep himself clean. Probably getting held at this point. Richardson scrambles out. Okay. But good job. Again, rushing one of the better guards in the NFL. Hesitation, reading the punch, letting him, letting him dictate a little bit. Club, rip, strength to work through it, awareness of the guard. Pass deflection. Okay. 4-eye. Okay, so it looks like they may be running a TE here. McDonald just rushes a little bit. He just rushes a little bit. Works into the tackle, tries to pick him. McDonald works, he closes ground too quickly. They kind of bump each other, so there's really not going to be much effectiveness here. Taylor's eyes are in the backfield, or they get into the backfield, sees that Taylor's loading up to throw it, gets the hand up last second, deflects the ball. Good play. Taylor moved versus a double team, combo block. Okay, moved versus double. 2-eye. Okay, come another scenario where he's coming off the ball. Guard uses a ricochet technique that never really lowers himself. He widens the base, but he's still kind of turned into both of them. So he's going to take on a brunt or he's going to take on a good brunt of the guard here as well. And because of that, he gets moved. Or again, you really want to turn into a guy and only take on one guy. If you can only have one guy in your chest, it's much better than two. Allows two guys into the chest. They create, good amount of movement on him from about the outside of the hash, you know, probably a good 3, 4 yards there. He gets moved laterally. Again, it's a technique thing too. Sometimes it's not even just the strength thing with him, it's just a technique thing. Run game tackle versus combo. Okay. Three tech. I think he actually has some good strength. Like you can see like he gets popped back here, but his immediate like hop back into an anchor because he gets launched back into it, and then ability to just cross the guy's face is like he actually has decent power to him. Comes off the ball again, unfortunately taking on two guys here with each half of his body. Each half of his body gets popped back a little bit. Eyes are up for the run. Launches him back a little bit, which almost assists him in getting into his anchor, working off the instep, keep the left arm extended. So it does look like he goes like, okay, he recognizes it, goes to just take on the tackle. Right. So his left arm does get inside, gets popped back again, works through that extension. That pop back actually creates some separation, which is good. Pull himself through, a lot of power up and through that right instep into the left arm. Arm over, find a tackle. Good stuff. Stuff first crunch, which is just some people call it wham bam, but it's called the crunch. It's a combination of tackle or of trap and wham. So he's right here in the as a three tech. Okay. Comes off the ball. He's getting wham blocked. Okay, this is too easy. A little bit of awareness. What else is coming? See the tight end coming. Lower the base, get the hands inside. Immediate extension. Base, instep, extension, eyes up. Free up the inside half, make the tackle. Nice. Okay, Taylor versus Wham. Right here, three tech. Slanted loose three. Okay, a little bit late that time. Literally the last play was the same thing, but he recognized it quicker. He's a little bit quicker to recognize it. Like this one's a little bit like, oh man, that the quarterback's right there. Like I can make a play. But gets caught by the tight end here instead of turning towards him, getting hands inside, anchoring down, being in a better spot. Now he gets caught, left hand into the chest, pancaked. Okay. Same play. This is again where you see like inconsistencies in the run game with him. Literally the last play, he played it perfectly. This time, the complete opposite. Was a little bit late to match or to recognize. Run stuff. One tech. Okay. Comes off the ball here. Center's working immediately towards him, blocking him back. So Taylor does a good job widening the base. Right hand inside. Working up and through the left instep, through the right. Get the extension. Peeking the backfield, see the handoff point. Okay. Obviously now he has to work to his right. Works to his right, gets that extension, frees the inside half tackle. There's some really good run plays in here. Okay. Pressure. Slanted 4-eye. Okay, comes off the ball. Right, guard working aggressively in towards him. Widens the base, hands inside. Extension. Hands inside extension. At this point, has to realize it's a pass. Continues to work the feet. Rip. Get there for the quarterback pressure. Right, but good job. Good job, like just recognizing and getting the hands inside and then driving through it with extension in the rip. Play some highlights. Minute and 6 seconds. Um, so a player who I think has flashed more in the pass game than in the run, but in the run too, probably more so in this review, you actually saw more flashes in the run game. So I think he's a guy who could be an all-around player. I do think like he's probably a little bit stronger than some people realize as well. So like in terms of like, oh, could he ever play one tech? Like I don't think he should be there, but on a rep or two, if he improves his run defense, I think you can rotate him in. I think like it's a coward versus naughty right now, but we saw some reps of him when he's able to um actually get into proper positioning. His anchor is actually relatively decent. So solid, solid athlete, solid explosion. I don't think he's like Q or anything like that. He's got a pretty good tackle radius. You know, he's decent with his pass rush moves. There's definitely something there with the explosion, with some of the decisiveness. He has some really good plays of recognition, some bad. Clearly needs better technique on combo blocks or verse combo blocks. Um, so overall, an exciting player going forward for the Jets. I don't, it's not like Q level or anything like that. But if you're telling me if he improved all of his technique, was he like a legitimate role player for the Jets going forward? Yeah, I could definitely see that with Leonard Taylor. So, nonetheless, I appreciate you guys watching the review, and I'll be back with the next one.